gold and silver are reaching all-time highs. Gold is up almost 100% since the beginning of 2025. So if you had bought in January 2025, you would be up over 90% today. We're seeing crazy numbers. I'm going to show you the charts in a little bit. But if you study history, you remember that, for example, in Germany prior to World War II, the price of gold went catastrophically high until it was impossible. You had to pay billions of German marks to buy an ounce of gold. And I don't know, I'm even going to put this image right here for you to take a look. This is weird. Are we about to see a huge war happen? Are we about to see huge conflict of, World War levels? What's about to happen? Because we have gold, silver, copper, all precious metals. They are going up and up and up a lot. That is bad for the dollar. It means the dollar is weakening by a lot. Not only the dollar, but also all other currencies, since they're interlaced between one and the other. And the dollar is pretty much the little Jenga piece that holds everything together. And now with the oil moving away from being traded with just dollars, now it can be traded with other currencies. That makes it even worse for the dollar itself. Let's take a look at the charts. Let's jump right into it in today's video. So let's actually start by looking at the prices of gold right now. So an ounce of gold is now worth almost $5,000. It looks like it's going to reach $5,000 today. Let me actually move this to the 4-hour charts. We are seeing a huge momentum, and we don't even have the same amount of volume that we had in the past candles. You can see we are just at the low part right now, so we could even reach $5,000 today. 49.77. I think today we're going to see $5,000 per ounce of gold. Now, if we go to silver, silver is also doing fantastic. Look, silver is at $100.35. So silver, if we go to the monthly chart as well, look, it's just up and up and up and up and up. Had you bought silver at January 1st, 2025, you would have been up 248% since then. Look at this. This is crazy. We're seeing some crazy numbers. Now, is that also being bullish for crypto? Not at all, because if we look right here on CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin is up only 1%. In the past 7 days, it is actually down 5%. Everything is down in the past 7 days. So Bitcoin right now is at 89,600, Ethereum is at 2952, BNB at 893, XRP at 192, then we have Solana at 128. If we scroll down, Monero is doing somewhat okay at 522, then we have Hyperliquid at 2240, and we have Zcash at 366. All of these are not having that huge boom, that huge spike in price that we're seeing with precious metals. So why is that? Well, I'm not going to be here pretending that I know, and whoever says that they know why Bitcoin or crypto is not performing well like gold, like silver, since Bitcoin is digital gold, or so to say, well, I'm not going to be one of these guys pretending to know everything, but we can see that retailers are back at being very fearful. Yesterday we went back to 20 being the lowest that we have seen since January 1st. So since January 1st, we are now back at having extreme fear at 20. Maybe we're even going to drop down more. Today we are at 24, and just last week we were at 49 or 61 right here. 49 was January 18th. We went back all the way to 61 when we had that spike toward $96,000. But you can see that retailers don't even know how to feel. And just looking at the charts, we can see that clearly, that we go up, we go down, we go up. We're even breaking above and below the 200 and 100 moving average. We don't know what to think about crypto. I've seen many accounts saying that this is going to be the bottom, and they draw a lot of lines on the charts to prove that we are in a bottom and now we're going to go up only. And then I see other things saying that, hey, Bitcoin on a bear market never broke above this 200 moving average, and now we're going to be testing it once again, and we're not going to be able to break above this. So prepare for a free fall. So I'm seeing, and most likely you are seeing, a lot of these things as well. And my personal idea is not to follow a lot of these guys that they are wannabe guys, because eventually someone is going to get it right. There's so many things being said online that someone is going to get it right, and everyone that follows them or everyone that sees that's going to be, see, this is the guy to trust. See, this is the next, guru that we should follow. And eventually this guru is also going to get wrong, and whoever is following him, to the dot is going to lose money, and then they're going to blame themselves, they're going to blame the system or whoever. So what I say to you is, do you like Bitcoin? Keep buying Bitcoin. If we go down, you are given an opportunity to buy Bitcoin at a cheaper price. If you like Solana and we go down, you are given an opportunity to buy Solana at a cheaper price, and so on and so forth. This applies to whatever blue chip that you hold or that you would like to hold. And if we go up and you're still buying, you are doing DCA, and DCA has been proven to be a fantastic dollar cost averaging strategy. So do that. This is what I'm doing. I personally, of course, I don't like seeing red days. I don't like seeing red P&Ls, but this is not for you right now. This is for you in 10 years. Imagine these guys that were buying Bitcoin at $100 and it went back to 20. Or imagine when you were buying at $12,000 and then it went back to 7,000. Or imagine when you were buying at 45 and it went back to $19,000. Well, of course, you would have been sad. You would have been, upset that you bought at the top and then it went lower. But imagine if you were the same guy buying at all these ups and downs throughout the years. Right now, at $89,000, you are smiling from year to year because you kept buying. So this is my strategy. I'm trying to focus the least amount possible here on the charts, unless it is for weekly trades, daily trades, but not for the long run. On the long run, I don't care how it looks right now. I don't care what the lines or indicators are saying, because I do believe that for at least Bitcoin and maybe a few other coins, there is a guaranteed future for it. So it makes sense for me to hold it. It's just like buying properties. You know that the value of the ground, the soil that you are buying, is going to go up eventually because of scarcity. And that applies to Bitcoin as well, digital gold. Once you study it, you know that it makes sense for you to buy Bitcoin, just like BlackRock, Vanguard, MicroStrategy, the US government, El Salvador, a bunch of other countries and huge companies are buying Bitcoin. So why does it work for them and doesn't work for you? It is because we are getting too excited or too scared that we might lose money. So if we go back to Ethereum, you can see Ethereum is hurting a little bit more than Bitcoin. On the 4-hour charts, you can see Ethereum seems to be prominent that is going to be going down a little bit more. Bitcoin looks like it's slowing down to actually go up. We don't see the same thing here on Ethereum. But if you remember, this white line right here is the trade that we placed beginning of the week. On that video, I told you that I was going to show the results. So let's actually take a look at the results. And we were actually profitable on this one. Yeah, plus 240 on this trade, which was fantastic. You can see we profited. It says 2.5 right here, but it's actually 2.5 on the margin. But since my total capital was 10,200, it was a 2.35% ROE, which is return on total equity. So very good for 3 days worth of trading. I don't have the same intensity or the frequency of the copy trading that we have, but I'm trying to place smallest amount of trades that I can with the highest win rate. So you can see that I lose less because I trade less, but when I trade, I usually tend to have a very high win rate. So that is going to be my strategy. Not going to be forcing trades this year. This year is going to be taking it very slow. Hopefully you're doing the same. And if you don't want to be waiting for good entries, because most likely are going to miss some trades, some entries, do like me. Also have some money in the copy trade strategy, which is doing fantastic. The copy trade, which was negative just for a little bit this week, now we're back in the positive. 3.18 here on the also 0DTE and 74 on the normal 0DTE. This uses Bitcoin, this uses Ethereum and Solana options. You can see that this is going very well for both of these. At one point, this one was negative and this one was almost at break even, but Sven and the rest of the team were able to, pick it back up and put money in our pockets once again. So as I said, if you don't want to be just waiting on your own entries or your own indicators to show when could be a good entry opportunity, well, just put it here in the 0DT. We have everything being back tested. We have historical data for you to show so you can follow. You can actually follow our strategy. I saw even some guy saying that he didn't want to pay the 30% fee. So what he was doing, he was actually following here. For example, he would click on explore more and he would come right here and see whenever we open the trade. So when he said right here active, he would just see if it was opened in a close window of time. He would just copy that trade and do it by himself, because then he could use a position with a size that it was good for him, so he wouldn't have to pay the success fees at all. So it is smart. Of course, it is using everything that the transparency that we have for him to make the trades, but of course that adds another layer of you having to open positions by yourself. Sometimes you don't have enough margin margin. So you have to understand how these works for you to open manually. If you don't want to do that, this is the place for you to just deposit your USDC, USDT, and let us do the work for you for a small commission. So this is going to be it for today's video. It was a little bit of a shorter one today, but hopefully we are going to have a very good weekend. And then on Monday, actually on Tuesday, hopefully markets haven't crashed, no world wars have been started, and everything is still safe and sound. And of course, we are in the green. So hopefully this is what's going to happen. As always, let me know in the comments, what do you think is going to happen with all these precious metals going, parabolic, and the world seem to be in a very unstable situation right now. I'll be reading your comments down below and liking them. So I'll see you down below. But also thank you very much for watching. It's always good to see you guys there. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday for another video, always here on BitTopics. Take care.